We're talking about totes that I have been making for an order. We are talking about whips or works in progress on the knitted tops that I was working on. So if that sounds like something you want to hang around for, grab your drink, grab you a project, and come on. Good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm glad you're here today. Whether you are new or you are a returning viewer, thank you for spending some of your day with me. If you hear, it's a very slight little popcorn because we finally got rain. I'm so excited. I know it doesn't feel like it that I'm excited, but I am so stinking excited. Because, you know, April showers never have shown up. This is the first time I think we've had any substantial rain. Now, I'm not talking about a sprinkle that leaves you like one or two little dots on your windshield. That's what we've had in April. The sky would get a little dark and we'd get excited and it would literally drizzle for less than 2 minutes that you couldn't even see the indentions in the sand. Well, yesterday and the day before, we got some light sprinkles. We thought we were getting thunderstorms because that's what the radar said. But anyway, that's not what y'all came for. Just know that we got rain finally. Okay, so I have been, of course, y'all know the whole working in the field on the backhoe, all that fun stuff. That is still ongoing. Today might be my last day with it. We will see if they come and pick it up. If not, we will have it over the weekend. I'm not holding out hope. I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch. I'm not doing any of that. So let me show y'all. You know the fabric that I bought? That beautiful daisy fabric? Look how they look in totes. Are they not perfect? Perfect. Now, this right here, I want one. This right here, I love, but I'm a blue girl. But I'm not going to make myself one. Because y'all know how I told you that I wanted a tote in the purple butterfly. Well, this accidentally became my tote. So these two are for an order, all right, and they will be shipping out probably today. This one right here was for an order. It was my every intentions to make me one of these, just not yet, okay? But what you see here is now mine. Because, and this is where I am very, very particular with my products. Now, if y'all want any of these, go to my website. It's always linked down below. I have knit, crochet, sewn items. You know, I run the gambit on those things. But, and hopefully soon when all the life crazy slows down, I may be able to add my daughter-in-law's charms, stitch markers, row counters, you know, that kind of thing. Maybe not to my website, but I can still do it for y'all as long as, you know, since it's not my makes, I don't know about how to do it on my website. But anyway, this is where I'm so particular with my stuff. My sewing machine went a little wonky, and I'm not really 100% sure why. I think at first I thought it was a tension issue, but I checked that it wasn't a tension issue. And then I thought, okay, user error, because that happens sometimes. Well, I tried to correct some of the mistakes. They didn't correct to my liking. So this became my bag, and I made another for the order. And I'm not going to argue. I did want a tote in this bag, in this colorway. in this fabric. So guess who got herself a tote? And that's how I end up with a lot of the items that I have in my collection, because I take the oopsies. Now, I did at one time a while ago say that I was thinking about discounting the oopsies and selling them. But I don't know if I'm comfortable with that, only because it's my reputation out there, and I want what I deliver to be as top-notch as I can. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Oh. There were some comments on Wednesday's video. If it wasn't for y'all, and Macy, you helped me out this time, but if it wasn't for y'all, I couldn't keep myself straight half the time. And because when I ask y'all, do y'all remember, or do you remember what I said, or do you remember what this was or that was, I am truly asking, because my brain, for one, post-concussion, the memory's not as good as it was. But right now, with 2 months of going non-stop trying to get the field cleared, and yeah, and lots of caffeine. Let me tell you, my brain is doing good to remember my name, much less anything else. And that is a good intro into my whips that I did not get to finish in Wednesday's video. I think it was Wednesday's video, was it not? Let me go back to, yes, it was Wednesday's video where I said, let's talk whips. Okay. Elephant in the room. And it takes up my entire room. I'm not sure I want to do a V-neck. There, you heard me say the nasty word. I'm not sure. Actually, that's kind of not a dirty word. It's a dirty thought. I'm not sure. I hate not being sure. That's not something that that's not an area that I'm comfortable with. So let's go for the very first one. It is, hold on. I did finally sign into my Ravelry on my laptop. And this time I told Google to save my password and my sign-in name. Because it used to be Lynn's Crocheting, and now, since I'm using it on my channel, I decided to do Lynn's Knots Knits. Yeah. How original, right? Alright, this puppy right here is... I think this was at the Seaside. Let me see. I did not take a picture of it to start. Yes. At the Seaside. See my little notes in here. Alright. I have stopped and started this. I mean, I started this and then frogged it and then started it again. Okay. I love the idea of At the Seaside. And just like Wednesday's video, I will have the links to these patterns below. They're all free on Ravelry. But I don't know that I am doing the increases correct on this. I don't, it's on my phone. Let me see if I can click on it. And she has a different type of increase. And I want to say it is a FLCI. It is a very unique increase. And she references a video and then says, but I don't do it like this. I do it, this is what I do different. And I'm thinking, okay, well, the video isn't all that good. And I'm not trying to knock a podcaster or anything. The video is not that good for me. Does that make sense? I'm not knocking her video. Not this. It's not even the author's or the designer's video. It's someone else's. But it's not clicking for me. Does that make sense? It's not that it's a bad video, period. It's just a bad video for me. And unfortunately, that is the only video I have ever found for this particular kind of increase. So, I don't know if I want to finish this. Because I don't want to... Now, I know my raglan increases. I know my make one, left ones. Make one right, make one left. Front loop, back loop. Know all those. This is pulling a loop, what they call a mother stitch or a grandmother stitch. So it's like mother is the previous row, and then I think, and then the grandmother is the previous, go down to 2 previous rows to pull up the loop in the back. And then, you know, you knit it. Well, it's looking okay, but not pretty. So I don't know if that's a fault with me or what. And until I know somebody who does that type of increase, that I could actually see it. And I don't know enough about this particular pattern, because this is a contiguous pattern. It's a raglan contiguous, to where the sleeves aren't quite, how do I describe a contiguous? I don't know, because these are my first contiguous type shoulders. So I want to do it. I really, really do. And should I? Now, I need your opinions, and I really do want your opinions. Should I frog it for the second and final time? And yes, I was using some ice yarns, and my contrasting color is a bamboo cotton that I got off Temu a couple years ago. But this is kind of all the fingering weight that I had at the moment that I can meet gauge on. And I think it was, wait, it might not have been fingering. I think it might be sport. Because my gauge on 3.5 millimeter needles is 24 stitches by 36 rows. So yeah, that's more, I think that's more of a sport or DK weight. But do I frog it and repurpose the yarn for another top? Because I do think this yarn would be a good top. It's very lightweight. It's very soft. Or put it in a timeout and wait till things slow down for me to where I have more bandwidth. To where I can figure out an increase. Because I don't know if this particular kind of increase is... I don't know if this is part of the contiguous shoulder and the raglan, or if this is just this particular designer's love of this kind of increase. If you have ever heard of this, I think it's FLCI and BP. I don't know. I wish that I could. Okay, so she says, this tee is worked from the top down seamlessly. The front is shaped using the contiguous sleeve method developed by Susie Myers. All right. While there is a raglan seam at the back. Okay. I got you. All right. So at the back, so you don't have that raglan at the front, you have it in the back. But the contiguous, it comes out, the seam comes out like this and then goes down. Okay. But that still doesn't help me tell y'all about the the different kind of increase. So yes, I could download it, but you know what? I've been having some serious storage issues with my phone and Google Drive and all this. So I'm not going to download anything. I've already got it downloaded to my phone. I don't want to download it on my laptop and double it on Google Drive. Because every time I click download, it goes to Google Drive, which goes to my phone, which leaves me with zero storage on my phone. So it's a different kind of increase. I know the first one is FLCI. So if you can type that in and see what kind of increase that is, and if you know what that is, help. Email me, Facebook message me, leave a comment, and I will get back with you because I need help. I don't want to give up on something that I haven't fully gotten into and tried. But I would like to have the mental space to say either, yes, I'm going to finish it just later, or free up my mental space and frog it and start something else. Oh, and I have been working, just so y'all know, on my elements, my teals and aqua. I'm trying to get those last two squares finished. I did work on them a little last night. But I was on the backhoe probably about 5 hours yesterday. And I was exhausted. Then I came home. I came to the house. And cooked lasagna for the family. And my son, daughter-in-law, and nephew, Jesus. My grandbaby. They skedaddled pretty soon after dinner. My other son, he had some stuff he had to do, so I was just like, okay, good, I can rest. This was about 7 o'clock. Well, there was a lot of stress yesterday, and I can't really get into that on a video because that's not for public consumption. But it left me. I had to find my joy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I had to find my joy. And unfortunately, that joy included calories. Because I sent my daughter-in-law a text and I said, chocolate. What did I say? Chocolate. Chocolate, peanuts, and crochet. Better than booze any day. Sometimes. No, it really is. But now I'm not going to say if I had some wine, I might have included a glass of wine with the chocolate, the peanuts, and the crochet. But I didn't have any wine, so. Anyway, I did find my joy. I was crocheting on those squares. It didn't last a whole long time because I got really, really tired. And, you know, it is what it is, you know. I got tired. And then when I finally went to sleep, I didn't sleep good because I kept reliving the things that happened throughout the day and trying to process how I felt about them and what they meant to me as far as what was on my shoulders as far as my fault and what was not my fault. And what was others, you know. So it's kind of like nothing is ever one-sided. Nothing is ever black and white. It's all different shades of gray. It's multifaceted. So I was trying to process all that. And I didn't get it. I didn't process any of it. I had to set it to the side. I crocheted, got some of that whip taken care of. It's not finished. It's going to be a minute before it's all finished. I was going to do this. This is my next t-shirt. I know. I talk a lot. So this one right here, this is the cable Strata Tee. I have a love-hate relationship with this thing. And I'm not sure why. I don't know if it is, let me pull it up. Do I have it on here? Yeah, there it is. I only have the beginning, the cast on. The first cast on, because I cast this on twice. Two, I frogged it. Alright, so the last time I showed y'all, I had finished the back, okay? And I do love the colors. I think the colors will look awesome. And no, the stitches aren't very pretty right now, but now this is the Joann K&C hand-painted cotton yarn. And this is cyan twist, and this is vanilla. So I do 20 some odd, I think it's 24 or 29 rows, and then 6 rows of the vanilla, and then, yeah, so forth. All right, this is a bottom-up tee. Now I'm on the front. And I have my work stopped at this one spot. And I can't remember why I have it stopped here. I don't remember if it was something I wasn't sure of. Because this has been a minute since I left it. Okay, hold on. I have a loop there. As far as the love-hate relationship with this, I think I'm going to love how it turns out. If I can dedicate the bandwidth, the brain bandwidth. Because before, it was just mindless stockinette stitching around. Then I did the back. The back was really simple and straightforward. But if y'all remember, when I look at the pattern, the PDF on my phone versus the laptop versus the printed version, it's 3 separate things. I don't know if it was the editing or the way the software changed it or something, but directions got out of place. And when you're dealing with, at the same time, instructions, you need to know what's next and what you're supposed to be doing concurrently at the same time in a decipherable order. So, this definitely has got to be a whip that I process later. I want to get it done, y'all. I really, really do. Because I want to see what this actually turns out at. This has a V-neck. Now, let me explain a little bit about the V-neck. And then I'll move on to the third one. I don't even know what time I started recording, y'all. My daughter-in-law and I went to Sam's probably about 2 weeks back. Y'all, I needed more chicken breasts. And there was something else I needed from Sam's. Y'all know we got a rotisserie chicken. But a Boston butt. And I did do my pulled pork in the crock pot with my Boston butt. But I think that was all that I had to get that day. But she was looking at some clothes for the baby because, you know, I mean, he's 5 years old. He's like 7 years old body. So he's growing like a weed. And right now he's just finished in a growth spurt. So we figured, okay, you know, she was going to look at some clothes real quick. And then she saw a top that she liked. And I liked it too. So she got one color and I got the other. And we pretty much are the same size. But it's a V-neck. She has a longer torso than me because she's 5'11". I'm 5'6". And I wasn't sure when I put it on that I liked it. So I wore it for a couple seconds and walked away from the mirror, did something else, come back. And the minute I looked at that mirror, I was like, no, I don't know what that I don't like about it. It could be that the V-neck is really low on me and it makes the girls kind of like, hello, I'm here. No, I'm not, no. I don't mind a figure flattering shirt. I just don't like one that I feel puts the girls on immediate display. So I told her, I'm like, I'm going to give you this shirt. And I still haven't given it to her because I keep forgetting. We have a tote right off my kitchen that I put everything that she needs to take home with her in that tote, because otherwise me and her would forget. I'm not lying. Our brains are fried. We're exhausted. But that's coming to an end. Maybe. We'll talk about more of that when I find out. So, we don't know if the backhoe is the last piece of equipment that my son's going to get. I'm just going to say that. I don't know anything else yet. But anyway, so it made me reconsider all of these V-necks that I did at this 12 cast stones for 2026 with Yarn and Yarns. So, I still want to do this because I don't think this V-neck will hit me that low. And there's another thing. I don't know if y'all have, but my chest right here seems like it protrudes a little further than normal from most people. And it might be because I've always taken my shoulders and come in to hide my blessed top area. Well, after I had my reduction, I didn't do that as much. So I don't think I ever really noticed it. But now I'm trying to stand straighter, and I feel like it goes here, dips, and then out, dips, and then to my shoulder. And I don't know that the V-neck accents that or breaks it up. If any of y'all have that, it's not a bony chest, but it definitely comes forward a little bit further than I think is normal. So we're going to see. That's probably more information than anybody ever wanted to know. And if it is, I'm so sorry. All right. Here's my little Dollar Tree tote. Yeah, I think it was a Dollar Tree tote. Okay. This one right here. Oops. Let me get this out. This is using my long time ago clearance Hobby Lobby Yarn Bee Fresh Haven twisted yarn. Now, I don't even remember which one this one is. Is this my Main Street? Do I have a paper in here? I had a paper at one given time. Wait. This is a Michael's receipt. Ooh, this is from last year. I've already done my taxes. Nobody saw that. You didn't see that. See what? Yeah, exactly. Alright, let's see. It's done in... Okay, so I think it is my Main Street tee. Because it looks like it's done in... Yes, okay. So, when I click on it in my project, it tells me exactly what yarn I was using. Get my brain together. Drink more caffeine. Alright. Main Street tee. This has just got put to the side because I was hoping to try to find a way to make this one piece. And I don't think I'm going to be able to. Because, let me click on the thing. It does have a scoop neck that I was wanting to try. But unfortunately, it is seamed. And I don't know how to do it where it's not seamed. So the question is, do I continue? And my yarn choice might not be the best. Because it calls for DK weight. Now, I hit gauge on this really, really well with this yarn. But this feels so heavy right now. And this is just half. This is just a portion of it. To me, this almost feels as heavy as I want my entire shirt to feel. So I don't know that this is the right yarn that I want to use for this. And if I change it, if I go to a fingering weight yarn, will I be able to figure out which size to make for my gauge? In her pictures, it does not look like, it looks like it's a very fine weight, but she says a DK weight. So, and it might work if I were to make this as a wintertime shirt and just have like a light jacket over it. This is heavy, and I live in Aiken, South Carolina, in the South, for those of you who don't know, and I don't mind saying Aiken, South Carolina. It's just heavy. What I might do is I might go ahead and push through. See, that's part of this is helping me to talk with y'all about, yo, can y'all have me, give me some opinions? Whether I should continue working on something or just frog it. Because this one has been frogged a couple times, only because I was not hitting gauge, so I had to change my needles. And now I'm hitting gauge. But y'all, isn't that pretty? I love that twisted. Now, right now, my garter stitch border is, my hem is rolling, but isn't that beautiful? I love it. So, this was intended to be a summertime wearable. I can change that. I can continue it and make it like a fall or winter wearable. Because if the heaviness of this is any indication, and yes, I'm also thinking about this, because, I mean, just this is pretty substantial. This is slightly heavier because of the needles, but if it's this heavy, and I have to do 4 of these, that is going to be a little bit of a heavy shirt. So I think I'm going to continue to do it. It's got so many marks against it, and I don't know why I chose it. I love the look of it, and it has waist shaping, so it can. I'm hoping that the effort. What does Taylor Earl say? She does, oh, I can't remember her channel right now. Hold on. Taylor Earl. Let me go to history. I just watched one of her episodes last night. Wool Needles Hands. She said something a while back in one of her videos, or I was watching one of her old videos. I can't remember. And she said, is the juice worth the squeeze? And I thought about that, and I'm like, I've been watching her for a long, hot minute. But I don't know that that phrase ever stood out until a little while ago. And I'm like, yeah, is the juice worth the squeeze on this? And my daughter-in-law has heard it a good bit since then. I think it will be. But like all of us, we don't know when we start a project whether it's going to be worth it or not. So I think I'm good. Talking it out. I know you're not being able to one-on-one respond to me, but just talking it out, I think has helped me decide to do it. Now, I will forget this. I'm not going to lie. And I don't know where all my stuff is. Usually I have my notepad really close, but I don't have it. I have my pen close. but no notepad. I'm doing good. All right, so continue. Waiting on y'all's opinion on this one. This is at the Seaside. And as far as my cable Strata Tee, I will finish it, but like I said, when I have time. When I have better bandwidth, brain capacity. When I'm not exhausted from field work. So I do have 2 other ones, and I don't know how long I've been recording, so I don't know if I can squeeze them in. Actually, I don't think I'm going to do any new ones right now. I'm going to leave them in my library on Ravelry and deal with this stuff first. Yes, do I want mindless knits? Yes. I have a hand towel that I'm going to knit out of that Peaches and Cream yarn. So that's a mindless knit. I have my socks. I have those hats. Did anybody hear my request on that BeWind Hat? If you heard it and don't have any suggestions, that's fine. But if anybody has any suggestions on that BeWind Hat, I could use it. Because I know I have some knitters in here. And I have those who are like me that knit, crochet, and sew. So, help. And then I want to finish the Pearl Soho hat. So I do have mindless knits. I just wanted, y'all, I'm not even going to lie, in January when I started this and I had enough use of my left arm to start these projects, I wanted at least one shirt to be able to wear this summer that was one of my hand knits. That doesn't look like it's going to happen. And part of that is because of the field. Because most of the time when I get here in the evenings after we've cooked, and I say we because it has been a group effort. It's been me, my daughter-in-law, my husband, and sometimes my boys have pitched in. So, like, one did the burgers and fries, you know. I appreciate that so much. And the other one, his meal is actually, he went and bought his meal, but it's still the same difference. I had to do no effort, right? But after, you know, after dinner, it's kind of like I'm almost a zombie. And I'm just sitting there, just staring off into the abyss, trying to stay awake so that I can either A, get a video uploaded so that when my son sends it through and uploads it, I can add the descriptions, or, you know, all of those things. But I'm gonna wrap. That was all my whips and my totes and all that fun stuff. But I'm gonna get off here. I still think we're gonna be doing some work this morning. And my daughter-in-law has probably already texted me, and I just don't know it because I'm filming. But, yeah, today may be the last day that we have the backhoe, so we're going to see what we can get into. And then we have to clean it. Because well, to be fair, this heavy rain, because we got heavy rain, we got thunderstorm, I mean, we had thunder and lightning all night. That could have been half of why I didn't sleep. Not only was the personal issues, you know, but that could have been it. But I think, well, the biggest thing that we have to clean is the areas where the grease, you know, and all the little movable parts where you have to use the grease gun to grease it. As you use it, it gets really greasy and dirty right there. So my daughter-in-law actually got some of those shop towels. They're They're on a paper towel roll, so they're thicker than a paper towel, but they're not the washable kind. So she bought some of those, so that might be what we end up doing today. I don't know. I'm not going to be on the backhoe actively working unless she wants my help to get Miss Stumps. So, I don't mind watching it. But if she's wanting to work on Stumps, then, you know, I'll have to find out. But either which way, we need to have it cleaned. We have to go get diesel to fill the diesel back up in it. And depending on what we do today, we might have to go get diesel. If not, my son will have to get it when he gets off work. Because we have 4 5-gallon cans, diesel cans. And those things get heavy. I can't lift them. My daughter-in-law has to lift them. And, you know, her back's been hurting her. So, we will see. We will see. But I hope that you find some joy today. I'm going to look for mine. So far, I've had kitty cuddles. I've had probably about 35 minutes of doing nothing but cuddling with my kitties and playing Farmville 3 on my phone. And if that's all the downtime that I get today, I'm going to enjoy that. Because it was nice. It was nice. I was going to pull out my crochet, but I try not to. If the item is not for me or my family, I try not to work on it when my kittens are hovering, you know. Because when I do work on them, I do the lint roller and everything to make sure I don't have any cat dander or, you know, well, cat dander's everywhere. But, you know, the active cat hair and everything. But anyway, I'm going to get off here. I hope your weekend is awesome. I hope that you can get some joy and grab a hold of it. And I'm going to enjoy mine. Even if this is the only rain we get, I'm going to enjoy it. For one, I don't have to. Ooh, I just planted my beans and my green beans, string beans, pole beans. Do not like, until they germinate and sprout, they don't like a whole lot of moisture. They're like on the drier to medium side for moisture loving while they're trying to burst through. They might not have liked this because it takes like 5 or 6 days for them to jump up, and I don't know that they had time before this. So, I don't care. If they don't germinate and sprout up, I will get some more seeds and replant. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just so grateful for the rain. I'm not even going to fuss if I have to replant my beans. Nope. Not a bit. So, go find something that brings you joy. There's something in the smallest little things. Sometimes you'd be surprised. You would be surprised. Sometimes it's buying a skein of yarn or buying needles, knitting needles. Or it could be just watching something that makes you laugh or reading something that makes you laugh. Just something that sparks that little bit of joy. That's all you need. Sometimes that'll get me through the day quicker than anything else. So, with that, I will see you in Monday's video. Until then, take care. Bye.